of Carving Live with me, Alec LaCasse, and today I'm going to be working on a female carving that is pretty long, maybe 3 feet or so. Let's take a guess. I'm going to guess it's about 3 feet 6 inches. At one point I've measured this, but I've since forgotten. So let's see. Oh, okay, right at 3 feet by about 13 inches or so. And let's see, probably, yeah, it looks like we're 3 inches thick. Hopefully you can hear me clearly as you join me today. And I've worked on this piece before, but you know, I've been thinking about it, and it's time that I put this project to rest, get it done. So I've got myself a cup of tea here, and I'm going to get into this. And before I go any further, I did want to say that this live stream is actually brought to you by Wood Carving Illustrated. Wood Carving Illustrated, if you're not familiar with them, is a fantastic magazine. It's an online and now online, but also a hard copy magazine that I have just absolutely loved, and I've been subscribed to them. Gosh, I was subscribed to them when I was probably 13 years old or 12 years old, and it's been a great resource. So check them out. Use the code CARVER, CARVER, in the description below, and they'll give you some free goodies from myself and from Catherine Overcash, and another one as well, another step-by-step article, so some free instructional content when you do sign up with that link using the code CARVER. The additional link below will give you, will add those little goodies to your cart, and they'll just give it to you for free. So take advantage of that. Get subscribed to Wood Carving Illustrated. They are the sponsor of this live stream, so fantastic company. So, hey, Amy Jo. Hey, Lauren. Cool. Thanks for joining, guys. All right, so again, this has been something I've been kind of working on, like chewing on in little tiny bites for the last few weeks, or honestly, what? Months and months now. I did one of these before, kind of like a mock-up. Sometimes I'll do a mock-up for a larger carving like this in clay, and other times I'll do it just, you know, in wood. So I did a smaller version of this in wood, and that one worked out well. I really enjoyed carving it, and so did it in the full-scale version. So let me turn this camera around so I can read the comments while we're going here. All right. Hey, Shawnee. Hey, John. Oh, Carl, I've seen your messages, but I've yet to been able to look up what model number they are. But yeah, I can show you the shape. He's asking what shape I'm using of Riffler, which a Riffler is kind of like a rasp or a file, but it's made for carvers, and it removes material quickly. So this is one shape that I use a bit. It's kind of a spade looking bit. And then I've also got this side, which is kind of triangular. Right. And then the other one, where is that other sucker? Grab my tea here while I'm looking. Oh, it'll turn up. Sorry, Carl. Be patient with me. There it is. Okay, this is the other one I use most often. I'm actually fixing to get another one of these because this thing is starting to wear out, but I love that profile. It's pointed, slight turn at the top, and a slightly beveled, rounded belly at the base there. Turns upward a little bit right there. And then it's got a flat side, no curve on this one. Still kind of that tapered point, a little bit more pointed than the bottom one, with a bit more of a broadness to it. Actually, this is the more pointed side. I lied. This is the broader side. I don't know the model number, but you can take a look at those. Yeah, Milani is the brand. Yep. Excuse me. I've got some holy basil tea, and holy basil, it's good. We got buddy Lauren Gross. I don't know if she's still watching, or maybe that's Zach on Lauren Gross's YouTube. John says he's going to get the magazine, something that sounds very helpful. Yeah, John, it is super good. This is Basswood. This is an awesome tool, what I'm using right now. This is a JB Addis and Sons. Now, this is JB, I believe it's James Bacon Addis. And James Bacon Addis, man, I wonder if he, what he liked to eat. No, he was, had a brother, and his brother, S.J. Addis, I believe it was Samuel James Addis, grew up in the early 1800s and started producing knives in the mid-1900s. And in 1851, the brothers, competing with one another, went to the World's Fair. And I actually have one of his brother's knives here. So these are like late 1800s, kind of like 1870s, 1880s. Where's the other one? I'm trying to find it. But it's askew. There it is. So here we go. We've got two rival knife makers from the 1850s competing at the World's Fair. And how fun is that? The younger brother, this was James, won the World's Fair. He actually beat his brother out. And sadly, he went on to get bought out by another maker after he passed away in the 1870s. And yeah, so, but it's a legendary knife company. They've been making like awesome knives for a long time. Since 1717, the Addis family's been making edge tools. So they're some of the finest tools you can get, and a lot of the best carvers in the world swear by the SJ and the JV Addis and Co. And some of the later companies as well that bought them out, that continued to make them, did a really good job. So anyway, no one asked, but there's a little bio. Zach went to see Jordan Peterson. Okay, so buddy Zach is who I thought was on here, but it's his wife Lauren. And so Zach went. I didn't know Peterson was in town. That's cool. I wish I would have known. Going to start having the kids watch your videos for school. That would be a mistake. You don't want to give them that kind of an education. They'll end up like me. All right. Hey, Christopher. Hey, Dot. Amy Joe. Yeah, isn't that fun? And kind of sad, but the fact that they weren't on the same page working with one another kind of baffles my mind too, because they were, two of the more prominent knife makers in, in the 19th century. And the fact that they were, just competing with one another, I don't understand that. But sibling rivalry, that's a thing. Probably vying for the affection of their dad. I'm sure that was part of it, but yeah, so buddy Zach went to tell him that I'm disappointed in him. I wanted to go to see Jordan Peterson. Here I am doing a live stream. I could be seeing Jordan Peterson. Who they look up to and admire. Oh. Somebody asked what wood this was. I can't remember what you said it was. This is basswood. It's of the genus linden. Linden is the larger category, and European limewood is a member of the linden family that a lot of you guys from Europe are used to working with. That's the same subspecies, and it behaves in a very similar way. The biggest difference is a lot of the basswood that we have here is softer and not quite as good at holding detail as the limewood that you guys have in Europe. So yeah, but I mean, they're pretty close from what I've been told. I've not really carved in limewood, but I've heard enough to know that they're pretty dang close. A lot of people prefer carving in limewood. Am I carving myself? Very similar, right? Similar people. Yes, our UK lime is a bit harder. I love it. Cool. Hey, good to see you, Werewolf Fiddler. I liked your last video a lot. John says he's got 3 Badger State blades at the price of 1 finish knife. Cool. As an artist, I've thought a lot about getting into carving wood, but I live in Florida. I don't think we've got good wood here. You know, I don't know. I don't know if that's true. Rock Pops, I think you might have some good carving wood. Anyone from Florida got some ideas for him? I'm trying to think off the top of my head what's good. I know cypress knees grow. I think they grow down there. I'm not sure, but depends on where you're at. Kind of grow in the swamps. I'm sure that there are tons of different woods that are great for carving. It really, people overstate the value of using specific types of wood. I mean, yeah, it's great to have a wood that's like super soft and holds detail well, but there are a lot of woods that kind of fit the bill. Cottonwood can be great for carving. Birch, a little bit harder, but it's going to hold detail really well. There are some subspecies of white pine that are awesome to carve, super soft and hold detail well. So, you know, it's not just a thing of like, well, I don't have basswood, so I guess I'm not carving. So definitely don't write it off. But what is your medium? Move, Bob says. I guess I was in the way. Oh, Bob's saying move from Florida? I don't know. Love your work, really inspiring. Thank you, Werewolf Fiddler. I appreciate you. They have yellow pine down there. Yeah, yellow pine's not awesome. Poplar, there you go. Christopher says poplar. That's a really nice wood to carve. You know, poplar's kind of in, I think poplar's, yeah, it's the cottonwood family, right? Or cottonwood is in the poplar family is what I'm trying to say. So, anyway. I really should have a reference photo, guys. I'm going to pull one up really quick. Thanks for your patience. Pulling up my iPad, on it to the wall. Very cool. Let's see, I've got some photos screenshotted here. There's one. There's a good one. Okay. Tupelo, there you go. Poplar, is it the same as popcorn tree? Yeah, driftwood's cool. Tupelo. Driftwood can sell for a pretty penny. Poplar can be fuzzy because of the growth strands. There you go, Leo. Yeah, depends on the poplar, I guess, huh? Coffee berry. There we go. Man, you guys are coming in clutch. Thank you guys so much. What a cool thing. Community like this where folks can talk about from experience different woods are near their area. This is what these live streams are all about, guys. I think, right? At least it should be if it's not. That does smell good in here. Greetings from Iowa. I just finished upgrading my carving area to LED lighting. Now to get more magnetic tool holders attached. When you're not talking to via video, what do you listen to? Steve, well, so I'm a hobbyist musician at best, and I love music. So lately I've been back into the music, the deep well of singer-songwriter stuff that I've kind of grown up listening to, some new people out there that I'm just totally in love with. So yeah, I'm listening to beautiful singer-songwriter music at times. Sometimes if I'm looking more to just be inspired to like drive through a project quickly, I'll put on something like, more intense, like rock, heavier, or sometimes, just kind of depends on the mood. I love. There's just so many great, so many great bands. I don't even know where to start. I listen to music though. Sometimes I listen to podcasts. Some podcasts lately, I get too excited. I get too into the podcast, and I find that I'm doing less work and I'm doing more listening. And so I have to be careful with those. I can't totally listen to, I can't do two things at once as well as I'd like. So, but the music I can pretty well carve to without too much of a negative impact on my work. But, a lot of the time I'm carving in silence. I'm not necessarily listening to music. So, I don't know. Call me boring, but. Ah, thanks, Lauren. Thank you, Marie. Douglas, hey, Alec, I cannot get cottonwood bark in the UK. Any ideas? Yeah, I would start with linden. I mean, that's what I'm carving here, and it's awesome. In fact, I'm looking at my Instagram feed today going like, dude, you gotta start carving more. You get some variety in there. I'm carving so much cottonwood bark because I have it that I forget about other types of wood, and I think it's good to experiment. So, if I were you, I would be working heavily on linden, basswood, or linden rather, and basswood. Well, one and the same. We've been through that. Amy Jo, we want to hear you sing. Nope, no, you don't. Jamie, thank you, Jamie. I got to invest in a chainsaw. Oh yeah, chainsaws are the chainsaws are like, okay, so if Dremels are like a moped down a dirt path, then a chainsaw is like it's like a motorcycle. It's like a supercross motorcycle off of a jump. It's like exhilarating. It's like so much fun to run a chainsaw, especially one that's like a professional chainsaw. I know I'm sounding snooty, but I got my very first one the other week. It took me, I don't know, 10 years of chainsaw carving to invest in a professional tool. If that shows you how, I don't know how cheap I was about it, and it's a really nice experience. The saws are built better. They're more comfortable to run. They're more powerful. But chainsaw carving in general, I mean, I have a lot of fun with a $50 Harbor Freight electric chainsaw. I mean, that's what I carved with for years. And it's just it's an exhilarating experience, but it takes a lot of energy out of you. And it's, you're kind of out of touch with the sensitive parts of carving, like the tactile sensation of carving. So, have you seen Nick Curter's work? No. Let me write that down. Nick Kerr. Well, give me just a second. My pen's dry. I'll check him out. Oh, cool. Dot plays saxophone and clarinet. Paul says, I do some carving. I've learned some technique from your vids. Greetings from El Salvador. Oh, very cool. And play guitar. He rocks at that. Who's that? Tea break. Have you guys ever had holy basil tea? It's really good. Oh, thank you, Dot. She says I play guitar well. Rob says, I'm a new whittler, only been at it for a year. Appreciate your videos working on smaller projects. I've been going back through your catalog and working on things like green men and lighthouses. You guys are awesome. Lauren says, you, Alec, you play. Thanks. You guys are making me feel good. So Sarah says that she drinks chai mostly. Hey, Wiz and PA. See, drinking tea to prep the vocal cords. Let's hear it. Yeah. Nope. I'll tell you, I'm avoiding it for you guys. I'm doing it for you. If I loved you, I wouldn't sing. It would be cool though to have one of those voices where you could just like sing off the cuff and people are like, whoa. Like for instance, Ryan Olsen. Speaking of an amazing carver who can sing, he can just a cappella belt this beautiful operatic tune in Italian and just have, you know, people, tears in people's eyes and just, you know, I've been at workshops where people will just erupt into clapping and excitement because, you know, he's such a talent. I mean, it happens every time he sings. He's such a great dude and a great singer. So yeah, I don't have that. I just like to subject people to it every once in a while because it's really fun for me and fulfilling. So, but yeah, we all got hobbies like that, right? For some of us, it's carving. For some of us, it's music. So I get everyone, you know, knitting, painting. So many awesome hobbies keep us feeling alive and living in the fantasy lands that we're good at them, right? That's the biggest thing with a hobby. Just began to carve December 23rd. Your videos have inspired me. Northern Ireland based here. Cool. That's awesome. Hey, not that Ryan. Hey, Matt. When did you start carving wood? Like 18 or so years ago, 19 years ago. Ghostface, love you, bro. Have a great day. If you get haters, don't listen to them and keep going. Keep it safe there. And love your art, man. God bless. Much love. Thank you, Ghostface. Appreciate you. Appreciate the love. My dream was to become a carpenter, but now I'm 40 with 4 kids. Oh, wow. A carpenter. What do you do now, then, Inacio? Bill, we've had a lot of storm damage lately. The pieces spoke to me, and I've done so much carving. I've lost feeling in my bloody thumb. Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. Man. Still going back. Did I start hand carving in this style? Yeah, I've always liked hand carving. In this style, yeah, I mean, oh, Inacio, an engineer. Fantastic. Good thing. Good thing you stuck to that because that's a great career, a very fulfilling and tangibly awesome career. So I envy that. So awesome. Yes, where was I going with this? Somebody had a comment, I lost track. I did help make a house once. Oh, very cool. Yeah, that was awesome. That's no small feat, a house. Hey, good morning from Malaysia, says Fizila. Like a cabin thing. That's awesome. I sing as if no one is listening, Dave Cobb says, and dance as if I know no one is watching. That's great. Such a nice piece. Reminds me of some carving by Z. Cly. Oh, cool. That's good. I don't know who that is. Some more people will have to look up. Z. Cly. I can't sing, but I do it anyway. Haha, my poor husband has to sing it. Yeah, Amy Jo, I subject people to mine too, and it's I'm glad that I'm not alone in that. Good for you. Good for you. Oh man. Man, you know, I sometimes I go to start these live streams and I've been working all day and I'm tired and I go, man, I don't know if I have it in me today. Like this is, I'm been carving all day or filming stuff all day and every time I do it, I'm just like super grateful and happy to be doing it. Like you guys make it so much fun, like the community, and you sing each other, help each other out in the comments, and it's just a lot. That's really cool. Thank you, Inacio. Says keep going. Wish it was as good as you. Keep going. Thank you. Looks beautiful. Dot says Amy and I sing together at the shop. It keeps the guys away. Oh man. Any tips to get started? Yeah, sorry guys, I'm falling behind on some of these comments, but good night from Britain, says Inacio. Oh, he's from Britain. Cool. Let's see, tips for carving. A lot to keep track of here, but probably my biggest tip for carving, if you're kind of starting out, kind of surrounding keeping your tools sharp. You know, probably more people quit carving, in the words of Everett Ellenwood, than any other. For this reason rather, more than any other, is dull tools. And if you can really get your brain around sharpening, and you can buy yourself a set of tools or a knife, something that comes really nice and sharp, and you get yourself a nice leather strop like this one here, and you're able to regularly maintain that edge by keeping that blade parallel to the strop, right? You should feel that edge resting on the strop so that the tool is perfectly parallel, that cutting edge is parallel. And you're dragging it across that leather, dressed with that jeweler's rouge. That's what that's called, jeweler's rouge, or buffing compound. This is a green buffing compound that I've got rubbed onto this leather belt. You could use a leather belt, but this is just a piece of leather glued to a piece of wood. And I'm just dragging it across. And this simple act is one of the most important things that a beginner can understand about carving. If your tools are sharp, it will make the whole process of carving such a joy to engage in. And probably the biggest thing that people kind of overlook, you know, they get so excited about carving that they never end up really learning how to sharpen their tools. So learn to sharpen your tools well, and then from there, carve whatever it is you love to carve. I mean, don't listen to me, don't listen to these guys on the internet telling you what to do or how to do it. You know, get inspired by whatever it is that makes you excited. You know, like for me, it was carving faces. You know, I saw Ian Norbury and Ron Adamson and all of these, you know, Jeff Ferris and these guys carving these realistic portraits. And I was like, that's what I want to be able to do. And that was what drove me to carve. I found what I wanted, and I mean, gosh, I've been doing it ever since, you know, I mean, and in some cases I've in my life, I've had to carve to make a buck, you know, and those are kind of sad times in life. And then other times I've done it, you know, most of my life out of pure joy, you know, like I was telling a friend yesterday, he was asking me about how I stay inspired with carving and how I stayed inspired as a kid. And I said, well, for me, it started out of just pure love of the craft and an intrinsic desire to carve. And for most of my life, it stayed an intrinsic motivation. Like it came from within that I wanted to carve. And so that was a big part of it, is I started and I really loved it and I just stuck with it. And I think people, if they can find the part of the whatever it is, that art form, that creative outlet that you really love, I think it will absolutely improve your life so much. So I don't think it's possible that an art form that you truly love won't improve your life. Okay, somebody said I missed a comment. Douglas, got my first carving kit this year for my 66, but the Beavercraft knife would not cut butter hot even after 2 days of stropping. Yeah, Douglas, one of their big problems over there at Beavercraft is quality control. Most of the time I hear their knives are great, but you hear people complaining about their edges every once in a while and different tools that they make. For instance, their AX1 axe, people love that axe, but then some folks go, this thing is barely even sharpened. So it's really more dependent on the tool, and you might have gotten a bum tool, in which case you got to learn how to shape the tool. You've got to learn how to use either sandpaper, sharpening stone, or some tool that uses sandpaper. You can actually use a belt sander turned upside down to sharpen your knife. And just coming up with a way of actually removing bulk material. It's probably a bigger problem than just can be solved if you've been stropping on it for 2 days. So look into reprofiling the edge. Ignacio, thank you, Ignacio. Do you think your wife will ever become inspired and try carving too? I don't know, Werewolf Whittler. If you keep making awesome videos, I think I'm gonna start. My wife is she's gonna be forced to take interest, because seeing a woman carve gotta be inspiring for her. Honestly, I feel like there is something to that. Like, there aren't a ton of like female carvers, like professional female carvers, and maybe if there were more heroes, people to look up to. I think for me, a lot of the reason I'm a carver today is because I had carving heroes, and I don't know. I don't know if there's many examples of that, and artistic or creative carvers that are women. I mean, there are. Oh, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's Janet Cordell. There's Laura Irish, if I'm saying her name correctly. I mean, the list goes on. There are amazing female carvers, but it doesn't seem like there are enough of them. But keep doing what you're doing, Werewolf Fiddler. I love that. I love your content. What is your? I'm forgetting your first name as well. I can't remember that. I'm trying to think. What is it? Anyway, you're here. You can tell me. Yeah, I kind of hope she gets into it, but at the same time, my wife and I are so different in so many ways, and it keeps things fresh, and I kind of like that. So. As much as I talk about her getting into carving, I don't mind that has her own passions. Rob says, is there any chance Coffee and Carving Show returns with Doug? Yeah, Doug and I have talked about doing it monthly in the future. Right now, we're just taking a break. We're just giving ourselves some time to get back to, the things that we are obliged to do and the things that we want to do in our lives. So that's it for now. Keep stropping every few minutes and you'll probably never have to rework the edge. Yeah, that's good advice, Sock Monkey. Yep. Thanks, Rhoda. Ignacio, you missed a comment. What did I miss? Did I miss more? I'm an engineer. Do you think I could become a carpenter? A carpenter? Oh my gosh. Yeah, if you're an engineer, you've got the right brain for it. What are you doing? Man, this looks good. Thank you very much, Sir Man. I take every carving as a challenge. That's great. I watch you so much. You are amazing. Thank you, Douglas. Thank you for sharing on YouTube. Yeah, man, I appreciate you. Love your foxes, Werewolf Whittler. Yeah, they're awesome, aren't they? Guys, check her out, Werewolf Whittler on YouTube. Oh, Dave, what a great point. Nancy Tuttle is one of the best in her class and face carving. I mean, she's just like so amazing. Hey, you are right about women carvers. I think carving is becoming more popular and accessible thanks to the internet. So hopefully more people will be able to start. I am Nadia. Nadia, that's right. Okay. And yeah, I'm excited that you're producing content. So very cool. Dot talked about coffee talk a lot. Oh, yeah. Maybe someday if I could quit my day job, says Shawnee Armstrong. Yeah, I get that. Anasio says, this is my first time on a live stream, and I love it. That's so cool. Bill says, I wonder if grandpas taught more grandsons than granddaughters because it wasn't socially acceptable back when. Plausible. That's plausible. Speak French, please. Oh, I don't speak French. I'm sorry. I just have the French last name. I should learn, though, no? Do you have the Palm Tools by File? Yeah, I do have some Palm Tools by File. Well, at least I used to. I don't know where they are anymore, but I don't use them very often. Do you have any pets? Inacio asks. I do not have any pets, no, not right now. Grew up with a pet. Oh, yeah, they're awesome, Otik. They're fantastic. Anything by File is going to be really good, world class. I started carving a year ago, and I'm a woman. The class is actually more women than men. How cool is that? That's good to hear. Fred Robinson asked where I'm from. I'm from Michigan. I'm just north of Detroit, about 45, 50 minutes. So I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. Your work is sick. Thank you, Akshay. Thank you very much. So this tea is good. Okay, back to carving. Excuse my head. I'm gonna have to get in the way a couple of times here, just to see if my forms are looking good. Rob Stack says, I'm considering your class in August, but not sure if I have enough skill to get the most out of it. What level of carver should I be to attend? Rob, most of the students who come are new carvers. And by that, I mean they've been carving for less than 2 years. And the good thing about that is that, you know, there's not a lot to unlearn. Some carvers, when it comes to portrait carving, have learned some bad habits. And I've noticed that the students that are most fun to work with and who are, you know, best to work with are sometimes, not always, but the carvers who are fresher, newer. So no, I definitely don't feel the need to be of a certain level to take the class. Like I said, you know, in my last class, I had a carver who had been carving for a little less than 2 years, one of 2 years, and another of about 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. And those guys were so much fun to work with because they were so just hungry to learn and full of excitement for carving. And yeah, sometimes the old carvers like me, the ones who've been doing it for a long time, we get a little bit stuck in our ways. So, well, if you don't use the file palm tools, would you sell them to me? No, Otik, I don't think I have them anymore. Now that I think of it, I think I did already sell them. Hey, cool. If my husband is from Westland. We live in California now. I will be attending Okust Woodcarving Rendezvous for the 2nd year. Oh, cool. Can I teach you English slang? Maybe. Douglas said, missed comment. Yeah, no problem, Rob. I was born in Dearborn, moved to California as soon as I could. Yeah. Understood, Bill. That was a good move, probably. Okay, see ya, Amy. Thanks for joining. Alec, what knife would you get if you were me? Well, who are you? Christopher lives in Clinton Township. How cool is that? Yeah, but all kidding aside, Douglas, what is your experience level? Like, obviously, okay, so you're looking for a knife, so you're probably new to carving. I would probably go with a Flexcut straight blade knife of some kind, like a detail. Not a detail, I'm sorry, a bench knife that they have, or I like the skewed detail knife, but I would probably stick to a straight blade knife that looks kind of like this from Flexcut, or if you're trying to save money. Deep Holler or Badger State blades, Dave Lyons, those guys all make really nice knives as well. All good makers, but you know, Flexcut's the most readily available, easiest to get, and I think it's a little cheaper, and it comes really, really sharp. You did a video about gouge sets. Do you think you could work with the people at Chipping Away to see about having a file set for most of what you have on your online classes? Oh, I see. Yeah, Matthew, could be worth talking to them about. I appreciate you bringing that up. We don't really have any non-rude words, but I'll still tell you some. All right, Fred. Hello, brother. Lots of love from India. Awesome. Much love. Just started as I got a Beavercraft. Perfect. Yeah, Beavercraft's pretty good for the money. I mean, you're not going to find anything that's decent at the same price point, and Beavercraft is certainly decent. Again, they have some quality issues, no doubt, but you're not going to get a better blade for 10 or 12 bucks. I mean, come on. So it's a cool thing that they do. I'm a big fan in that regard. But yeah, if you can spend the extra 10 bucks or whatever it is, 15 bucks, I would get the Flexcut. If not, if you're just trying it out for the first time and just having fun with it, then by all means, pick up a Beavercraft blade. They're good for the money. Thank you, Rakaya. We have a word, and it pretty much means stab, shank. Yep, okay. I know that one. Lots of love from Jersey. Yeah. Much love, guys. Thank you. Cool. We're a little bit too proud on this brow ridge, I think. I'm going to take that down a bit. Little square. Flexcut good. I still have my first one and I use it every time I carve. There you go. No problem, Douglas. Reminds me of the statue in the cathedral that you'd see in a cathedral. Hey, Belmonte. Thank you, Hart. Jim says he was thinking about delving into the carving world from turning. Do you ever do much chainsaw or burrs? Absolutely, Jim. Yeah. Chainsaw and burrs are both something that come into play. Typically, you know, it's a seasonal thing for me. I'll play with those tools more in the wintertime. Although I've done quite a bit of work with the chainsaw and burrs this winter from a big project that I was doing. But I tend to prefer hand carving. If I were to pick for one, or pick one rather, it would be that. But yeah, they're both great ways of getting the work done. What's it like to have people tell you how wonderful you are while you work? Nobody tells me that where I work. My team writes jet engine maintenance manuals. My team writes jet engine maintenance. Hey, that's super cool. I mean, you have a job that has a real usefulness to it, which is awesome. And I bet if you carved live, people would say that. So I'm just, I happen to have a job where it requires me to have some public presentation going on. And so that's, sometimes people are good. So it's encouraging to hear that stuff, but I would do it anyway. So, but I always really appreciate it. It makes it a lot more fun when people are really kind. So, what was the last time you kept a carving for yourself? Okay, Steve, have a good church meeting. Blessings to you. I kept, let's see, well, you're looking at two over here. This one I'm keeping for myself, I think. I keep this for myself because I like this. It's a clay sculpture I did of bull skull, half size. I'm not selling that, I don't think. I enjoy having it around. I'm pretty fond of it. So yeah, I do keep things sometimes. Yep. I've got a portrait of my wife in clay over there that I'll probably end up keeping. Yeah, I do keep stuff. Beautiful work, new to your channel. Thank you, Tracy. Blessings to you. Another Riffler question. The photos show the model number stamped on it. Do you have the model number? Oh, look. I didn't realize that. No model number on this one. Nope, sorry about that. Or the other, I don't think. Let's see, maybe there is. Nope. No model number. One of my best art spoons was a sudden inspiration while cutting firewood. The kids were really happy because they didn't have to stack for a while. Have you and Doug Linker thought about hosting or attending some carving events to try having fans come out for a meet and greet? Matthew, we haven't, but I've thought about that before. I think that would be really fun. And so I don't know if we'll do that, but I'd like to. I would like to do that. And the reality is we're not too far from one another, so we could do something nearby. But yeah, who knows? How big is your workshop, do you mind me asking? No, not at all, Jim. It's 12 by 16. It's an 8-foot built room with a vaulted ceiling, so I do have some wood storage. I don't know how tall it is, maybe 12 feet at the peak or so. I am working from a photo. Michael asks if I'm working from a photo. Your carvings are therapeutic, advances the understanding that everything has purpose, nothing unplanned. Oh, that's cool. Thank you, Attorney Bailey. Sock Monkey says, of course, I do child protection services. Nobody's happy to see us or sing any praises either. Yeah, that is a bummer that so many people do such important things and people don't understand and appreciate those things. So, but I guess getting paid is one really substantial way of being appreciated for what you do. So, you know, that's one thing artists lack, right? Thankfully, my life has been good and I've had to work hard, but I've been able to get paid for my work. But yeah, most artists, that's the big downside, right? You might get some people enjoy what you do and they tell you that, but there's something to getting paid too, right? Thank you very much. Do you listen to ASMR? Emerson? Yeah, I totally have. Not lately, I've been kind of busy, but when I was a kid, I loved listening to ASMR. It's gotten a little weirder recently, I've noticed. You know, you Google ASMR and it's like, some of the stuff makes you scratch your head, but that ADD mixed in with ASMR makes for some really wild stuff. But yeah, I do enjoy it. It does relax me, although not very much anymore. It's been years since I've listened to that stuff, but pretty cool. One of my favorite ones growing up was wood carving ASMR. There was a guy who had this dull tool and he was trying to chop through this block of wood. All you could see was the chisel and the wood, and it was just zoomed in. Very relaxing sounds. That's probably what drew me to carving too initially, was like the relaxing nature of it. So thank you for protecting children. Yeah, for real, Shawnee. Annalise, do you want to come in? I can hear you out there.
Oh, you good?
You can say hi to the people on the live stream.
Hi.
Come in. This is Shawnee works with Child Protection Services. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that is.
This is Annalise, my wife.
Hi.
The cuter half. Look at the hearts. I'm glad you came in.
I want to ask you something about dinner.
Sure. I'm almost done.
Do you
Yeah.
want pasta or rice with the chicken?
Either one's gone. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do either one. Yeah. Up to you.
Okay.
Rice is good. Pasta's good. Both are good.
Okay. I shall go cook.
Have a good one, Sock Monkey.
Bye, everyone.
Do you also have to sketch ideas to carve, or do you prefer to have a reference photo? No, I don't usually sketch. I like to sketch, but it takes a lot of time, so reference photos are usually the way I go. Although it is really nice if you can take a do a sketch. It helps you to understand the forms, and I should probably do it more often. Yeah. How do you prevent tear out on long handles? Can't seem to stop it, even with switching grain directions. Try going in the opposite direction. So if the grain fibers run this way, try carving against the perpendicular to the grain fibers. That'll help. Amy says you should be a sculptor in the film industry. The pay benefits are amazing, and it's a great way to carve sculptures that will forever be on film. Hey, Amy. Yeah, so someone reached out about that a couple of weeks ago, and sadly I was late to the draw. I didn't get to them quickly enough, but yeah, I told them that I'd be interested in doing that. So if there are folks out there who have connections in that world, the film industry, and need a sculptor to do something with a fairly quick turnaround, that'd be fun. I'd like to try that. See you, Leo. Cool. I'm not great at sketching, but I love to carve. I just don't get much time these days. I get that, Michael. Good night, Douglas. Rob says, I'm looking at a class information on your website. I think you're in Michigan, but I can't find the general area in the class info. I'm in Oakland Township. Oakland Township. So that's going to give you plenty of an idea of where I'm at. So that's Oakland Township is north in Oakland County. And near Rochester, Michigan. That's all I'm going to give away here on the live stream, but you can message me online if you want through my website, aleclacasse.com. And I'll give you more info about that. Yeah, so there are a couple of seats left in my upcoming class. That's, goodness, is it April? I should check that. Let's see, what is it? April 12th through the 14th. There's 2 spots left for that. And I'll link that in the description below too. But there are also other dates. There's a June 21st through the 23rd, August 16th through the 18th. I've got October 18th through the 20th, and November 8th through the 20th. Those are all workshops that I just opened up a few days ago. So folks who are interested in taking in-person classes from me can look at my website. It's aleclacasse.com. So here's my name. Oh, let me unplug this. There's my name, Alec LaCasse, and then just that.com. So there's that. I lived in Rochester for a while. Great ice storms. Bill. Yeah, it sounds like you belong in California, brother. Have you tried David Ross knives? No. No, I'm curious what you think. Thank you, Ruby. She says, this is amazing. And then Jennifer says, this is, love this amazing work. Thank you very much, Jennifer. Tracy says, how did you start carving? I had a teacher in school who gave us a piece of soap and a plastic or like a cheap like dollar store paring knife. And I made a carving from that of a soap truck. And I did end up blowing it up in my yard the day that I made it. But I had so much fun making it that my teacher messaged myself and some of the other students saying, hey, if your kids like that, then give them the, let them try out carving using this kit. It comes with a knife and some wood. And her name was Dawn Gunther. And Dawn sent my mom this link, and she said, would you be interested in that? And I said, oh, yeah, I would love that. So what a wonderful mom that I had. She bought me the kit, and I fell in love with carving. The first pass of that blade, that R. Murphy or B. Murphy knife, through the fibers of that basswood piece, carving that little boot, a lot like this one. I don't know where the boot is anymore, but here's the idea. This is the gist of it. Carved a little cowboy boot, and man, that was so fun. And I just knew that 3.5 hours, 4 hours of time just completely dissipated, and for a what was I, 12-year-old kid, it's like significant moment in life. So, especially one who's got ADD and who's constantly bouncing off the walls, getting in trouble in school almost every day. Being able to sit still and just enjoy something without even giving a thought to getting up is like a huge deal. Yeah, Stinnett walking stick. Michael asked if I've heard of Stinnett. Yeah, Stinnett is amazing. Thank you, Ignacio. Thank you. Aaron says, yes, Stinted is amazing. Your work is amazing as well. Thank you very much. Thank you. My son is autistic and wants to try. Wonder what kit I can start him with here in the UK. Yeah, Tracy, that's a really good question. Oh man, it's been so long since I've looked at kits, but the company that sold the kit that I bought is no longer available, but I can't remember what the company who bought it out is. But if you look up Smoky Mountain Wood Carvers, I believe that the new website will come up. And if you look up starter sets, they should have something available. Smoky Mountain Wood Carvers. Douglas says he tried getting a Helvy knife. Prayers go out to them because they've had health problems, stage 3 cancer. Oh yeah, let's absolutely keep them up in prayer, because I definitely have heard that. And yeah, that's horrible. I tried carving. I don't know if it's Holly. If it's Holly, we need to definitely keep her in prayer. So I tried carving years ago, but settled with a completely different medium: wire wrap, wire sculpting, and forging. Wow, that's cool. Oh man, I need to look into that. That sounds fun. Talk to you later, Michael. Yep. Smoky Mountain Wood Carving site. I'll look it up. Yep, there you go, Tracy. They're no longer around, that website, but they got bought out, and I think that'll take you to the appropriate website, if I'm not mistaken. So don't necessarily look for that website. That website doesn't exist, but another one will come up, and I believe it should be the first one to come up, the one that bought them out. Or it might say something like formerly Smoky Mountain Wood Carvers. Tracy asked if I've ever thought of doing my own learning kit to sell. Man, that's a thought. You know, it actually occurred to me while you were talking about that. I should have something like that. Another thing to keep in mind, in fact, I'm going to jot a note down really quick, because I think that's worth thinking about. This one needs to be sharpened. Beavercraft seems to have a lot of kits and tutorials. Might be easier to get in the UK. There you go. That's a good idea, Bill. And they're affordable too, which is a big deal. So Alexander says he started carving from one of those such kits from Beavercraft. John asks how long I've been working on this project. I don't know. I haven't been keeping track of hours, to be honest, but quite a bit of time, on and off, definitely a few hours. I don't know. It's hard to say. A while, though, for sure. Many hours. I'm going to have to say goodbye here, though, soon. But I do appreciate you guys joining, and means a lot, the kind words. I don't take it for granted. I know a lot of you mentioned that most people in their work don't get all these nice comments, and that does weigh heavy. And I really do appreciate everyone turning up, and I hope that it has a positive impact rather on your day, and I hope that you take this as a reminder to do something creative, do something that you love, and to just tell a loved one that you care about them. I'll say that. I'll say that. Okay, and check out Wood Carving Illustrated in the link below. Of course, they are the sponsor of this live stream, so an amazing resource. Again, something I've been looking at, reading, contributing to since I was a kid. So really, really awesome resource. And check them out. Use the code oh gosh, got me all confused. Carvers, capital, all caps, CARVER. And then follow the link in the description to get that free instructional handout, instructional goodies. They're thrown in the mix for getting that magazine. So do check that out. Super great resource for carvers. And so anyway, that said, also check out the online school. I'll link that below as well. It's kind of the way that I make a living and the way that I teach carving, kind of like the demos I give here, but more kind of in depth with techniques and some proportions and how to apply things and so on and so forth. So that's one of the larger online resources for portrait carving in wood, and one of the few that exists. So check that out. Fundamentals of wood carving. And guys, appreciate you, and thanks for all the help that you've given each other, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to comment, and I'm very excited to see you guys in the next one, live next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So whatever that is for you, I look forward to seeing you. Put it in your calendars, and we'll hang out then. Okay? Peace, guys. Much love. Thank you, Rob. Wood Carving Illustrated is the best, Alexander says. Yeah, it's so good. I've been with Wood Carving Illustrated for over 15 years. Wow, awesome, Rob. See, this is the thing. Some people get ticked about ads, but no one's gotten ticked about Wood Carving Illustrated, because it seems like most people that know about it like it, so that's cool. All right, guys. Peace. Bye. Oh, man, there's so many comments I want to read. All right, much love, guys. Do appreciate it. Bye.